Hey YouTubers, this is Bob Hickman. It is so good to be back with you. Well, I'm telling you, the letters have been coming in. I've been throwing them in the Magic Hat. Today we're going to do messages from the spirit world, just like I promised you guys. Anyways, before we get into that, I want to say, first of all, thank you to all of you who came out to my recent video on the book review for Scott Cunningham's book, Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing that. We're going to have the next segment of that coming in the next week, where I'm going to review his follow-on book, which is Living Wicca, a further guide for the solitary practitioner. So you want to make sure to be watching for that. I'll announce that in the coming days. But anyways, we're going to get into our letters here. Before we do that, give me just a moment and let me attune to the spirit world. Okay, I hear my spirit guide Fletcher. All right, let's see. Our first letter out of the hat today is Danesha Holmes. And she said that she just finished her internship, wants to know if she's going to get a job in her field in media. So, Seggy Bob, can you give me some direction? It's very competitive. Yeah. First of all, hon, yes, I do see you succeeding in that. I want you to watch around June. Maybe a little delay getting right into your field, but in June I do see you getting a position. I'd like you to focus on your local area TV stations. I keep getting a connection with you working on some program that's like a documentary. So I want you to be looking in the area of documentary production. That's where I see it taking off for you. But it does look like it'll be coming in June for you. Okay? Hang in there. Keep going. You'll make it. All right. Our next letter out of the hat is from Jamie Milligan. Jamie wants to know if they're going to overcome their OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Yeah. You know, first of all, Jamie, I want to applaud you. I think that you're very brave. You know, anybody who has a challenge like an OCD disorder, that's a sign of an old soul. That's somebody who's testing their spirit. So it means you're actually much more powerful than you realize. I do see improvement there. Later this year, probably won't be to around September or so. I keep getting a new drug coming on the market. I feel like there's going to be a drug that will work with your system to help kind of settle some of that obsessive compulsive energy down. It's interesting. Also, I feel around you some of this stems from some past life karma. They show me that in one of your former incarnations, you were a prisoner. You were a prisoner of war. And it looks like this was during the Civil War era. And I believe you were captured. You were a Southern person captured. And you were kind of treated pretty harshly. And I think on a spiritual level, you have a fear of losing control. So some of that OCD is about I have to stay in control. Because in your last life, see, your control was taken from you. So that can contribute to it. So I want you to know that in this life, you're not going to experience that sort of trauma, but you are carrying some of that on a soul level. I also feel like, you know, your soul has allowed that to occur to teach you compassion. And I do feel in your future, you're going to help others who have this struggle. But I do see you getting a lot more control over it this year. And do watch in the fall. Be working with your doctors, of course, because, you know, as I say, God made doctors too. But I feel like they can get you on another medicine. I feel like it's a new medicine. It may even still be experimental. But I'm going to say be open to that because I feel like your body system will be better regulated, okay? Hang in there. You're going to make it. That's the right way. All right. Let's see. Our next letter out of the hat is from TAVB838. It says, Psychic Bob, what do you see for me in 2014? Any direction you can give me? Yeah. You know, I want you to watch around August. I keep getting that August is a transition month for you. I feel like there could be a move, and this actually feels like it could even be a long distance move, like to a coastal area. I feel like that there's an issue here around transition in schooling or education, possibly even a work situation. But you're coming into a time of big changes, and August seems to be kind of that turning point for you. I also see a lot of spiritual exploration around you, and I feel like on a soul level, you're really opening to your higher self now. I would be focusing on meditation, and I feel like you have some gifts in the healing arts, and I think this year you're going to get a chance to explore that. And I feel like you're literally kind of moving with a new group of people and a new environment. And as we go into August, all of that really starts to take. And I feel it's positive change. So don't be reticent, can't speak today. Don't hold back or be afraid of change. It's bringing you to new places and new heights this year. But I focus on healing, meditation, spiritual exploration, education. That's where I really see it for you. Okay? God bless you. Thanks for writing. Okay, our next letter is from Josh Holder. And Josh says that he's working on starting a photography business. I said that I mentioned that he had an artist theme, and I saw productions around him. Yes, good, thank you. In a previous reading, he said I hit it on the head. Wants to know if I have any advice about his business. You know, Josh, I do see you succeeding with that. Right now, I'd like you to put your focus on portraits. I feel like they're where you are. There doesn't seem to be people who specifically do portraits. So I'd focus on headshots. I focus on formal portraits like executive portraits or brochures, things like that. I feel like you make your name in your portraiture. And I'd also do some wedding work. I see weddings being well for you, but more in the line of portraits, like the formal bridal portrait and the dress. You know, that's where I'm seeing you have success. I do feel that later this year you'll expand in the area of corporate advertising work. And so I would think in terms of brochures and, you know, how you can kind of create an image for a company. I'd also like you to put some focus in the area of special effects. I keep feeling like I want you to develop a technique that is uniquely yours. Maybe it's the way you shade your photos or you develop them or create a kind of a filter. But I feel like people will look at that and say, is that a Josh Holder portrait? And they'll say, yeah, you can tell because he has a distinct look. So focus on creating a look that's distinct, particularly in the area of portraiture. That's where I see it taking off for you, okay? Good luck. Keep me posted. All right, our next letter is from Awesome Roar. Awesome Roar says that they're feeling lost in life. They're in a state of freeze. They've been having disappointments with the relationship, having a lot of struggles there. I want to know what I can see around that. Yeah, you know, first of all, don't beat yourself up over that relationship. I just think it's a timing issue. I don't think that person that you had the breakup with was necessarily an evil person. I don't think they were being deceitful. I think they just didn't know themselves. And because they didn't know themselves, they couldn't give themselves fully to you. And I think that created the block there. So it's not a failing on your part. It's just they have more growth to do. I want you right now to focus on loving yourself, because I feel around you a lot of self-condemnation, a lot of not belief in yourself. And I do see you growing a lot this year. I keep feeling like, you know, there's issues around education for you. Like, it's like I want to say take on some new skills, rediscover your talent. You have a lot of artistic energy. Very gifted in the arts, also in writing, and I put some energy in that, even if you just start a journal. But I do see this year you coming back into your center, you know, and I think by the end of the year, probably more towards December, there'll be another relationship for you. But right now, don't focus on that. I want you to focus on you loving you, okay? Don't hold on to that past. That person, you can't make them be what you wanted, and it's not your fault. Don't try. Just let them go and relearn to love yourself, okay? I'm sending you prayers, but definitely look into schooling, education, get writing around you, creative writing, anything like that. That's where you'll succeed. Okay. Blessings to you. All right. Our next letter is from Serena Midnight Raven. She's so excited. She said, "Thank you, Bob. A job came that she's been waiting for. Wanted to share that with me. Wants to know what I see around her." Hi, Serena. Thank you, darling, for writing. I'm so happy to hear about your job. You know, so many people have been struggling with work this year. But, you know, things are getting stronger in the economy. For those of you out there who are watching, you're saying, "Am I going to get a job?" You are. This, as we move into the second quarter here, we're going to start to see economic improvement. And Serena, see, you're already tasting a little bit that you got your work, and it's going to increase. Serena, I want you to watch here, because around August, I get the words promotion around you. And I feel that you may be moved into an assistant manager position at that time, or a manager. But there's definitely some growth here, and I do see more money. So congratulations. God bless you. Thanks for sharing your good news. It's always touching when people write to me and tell me how their lives are improving. God bless you, darling. I'm with you. Keep watching. Keep working hard. August will be a good month for you. All right. Our next letter is from Wolf Mistress. She says, "Thank you, Bob." She tells me she's working on her spiritual development, doing an herb garden, wants to work in healing, wants to know what her spirit guide's name is. Yeah, hi. You have around you, I keep getting an Indian girl, Silver Bell. I'd like you to research her. She's actually a famous spirit. I get her around you. She's working with you. You have a past life connection to her from back in the 1930s. I believe you knew her or had attended a seance with her at some point. You also have Dr. Tavers around you, who's another spirit master. They keep telling me you have a past life of doing mediumship. So I believe that some of your psychic gifts come from your past life as a medium in the early 1900s. So Silver Bell is your predominant guide. She's going to help you with your spiritual development, and Dr. Tavers. Dr. Tavers is going to work with you in the area of physical mediumship. I believe you have some gifts in that area, and I'd like you to research that. Physical mediumship. Look it up, okay? If you need more help, I'll explain it to you later. But those are your guides. Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is from Chris Castillo. Yeah. They say, "Say goodbye." They feel stuck in their life. They want some advice. Yeah. You know, Chris, you've got on your chart an artist theme. And I think what you need in your life is to be involved in something that's more creative work. And I see around you a lot of success if you be open to studying, like web development, like website development, and also like graphic arts, anything in graphics, web design, visual art on screen. That's where your success is. You could even take it, for example, in the animation. I think you'd be very successful at that. But with an artist theme, you have to be more creative. And I think where you're stuck is that your current life doesn't allow you that expression. But if you can work on going the direction I suggest, I think you're going to see a lot of changes this year. Okay? Let me know how it goes. Thanks for waiting. Okay, Mr. 72368 wants to know if they're going to buy a house in 2014. Well, you know what? I have to be honest. I'm not seeing that materialize right yet for you. I think by the time we get to the end of the year, around December, you'll be in a better position financially where you can kind of really start shopping. And I think in beginning first quarter of 2015, that will actually come into a stronger manifestation. So, first quarter of 2015, I think you can actually seriously look at shopping. So maybe a little delay, not to worry. Keep working on it. You're getting there. God bless you. Thanks for waiting. All right. Next letter is from Lily's mom. Yeah. She tells me about a dream she had. Wants to know if I see anything coming for her. Yeah. I want you to watch. It's probably not going to be about next year around January. January, February. But I see a beginning of 2015, you being pregnant, being with child. So the child that you're waiting for is around you in spirit. I pick up a boy around you. I feel he has a sister, so I don't know if you're having twins, but I get a boy definitely coming, and possibly shortly after another girl, a sister. So watch early next year. You know, in terms of your relationship with your boyfriend, I do feel that he loves you. I think right now he's very much struggling with a lot of anxiety. I feel that he's literally shutting down emotionally because he feels out of control. And I want you to literally share with him that he's loved. He needs to know he's loved, because if he feels loved, he'll start to feel secure. You need to help bolster his confidence and tell him he's a good person. He can do good things. You know, his life is not off track, even if he thinks it is. And help him to do some spiritual, emotional healing, you know. It's very difficult, especially for men. I speak as a male here that, you know, we're always kind of in that, we got to be macho, we got to be tough, we got to be the leaders. And sometimes what people don't realize is even men, even the most powerful macho men, get scared. It doesn't make them weak, it makes them human. And if you never have fear and you never have hurt or anxiety, you're going to be a very shallow and a very cold person. And so the depth of your boyfriend's pain right now is a symbol of how much power he has and how much love he has. So you nurture that love, give him love, you will heal him. You're going to see improvement there. You guys have a future together, so no breakups coming here. And I think that that's going to stabilize. And early next year, I see a boy coming to you. Thanks for waiting. Well, guys, that is all I'm going to get to today. I'm so glad you're here. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. This weekend, we're going to have some more magic spell videos, and I want you to be back here. We're going to touch in on some more mystical Wiccan subjects. Thanks for being here. Blessings to you all. And, of course, next week, you know, we'll do another Messages from the Spirit World.